What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and today I have DETOUR gameplay. This is some footage online of DETOUR, which is part of the new Vengeance DLC, which brings 4 new maps and a zombies map, of course, like normal. And this is DETOUR, one of the multiplayer maps, which is really cool. I actually didn't expect to like this map so much. But, well, I don't love this map, but I expected to hate it more because it looked very, very open, like a lot of head glitching. I mean, to be honest, there is a lot of head glitching, but I enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would, which is good because I've been playing this for a couple hours now and I got some gameplay for you guys. And so, yeah, I'll throw out the disclaimer, like I did in all my other videos, that this is obviously Xbox gameplay, and if you know me, then you'll know I'm a PS3 player, and I only got an Xbox like 2-3 days ago, so I'm not used to the Xbox controller, and it's very new to me, so kind of aiming the analog sticks is a little bit difficult for me at the moment, just getting used to the Xbox controller, but hopefully you can still enjoy this gameplay. I didn't do badly, but yeah, just throwing that out there in case I do any kind of bad aim, there's that. So this is DETOUR. It's an interesting map because it reminds me of kind of Convoy from Black Ops 1. I don't know if you've played that map, it's part of the DLC, but Convoy is pretty much a similar map to this. It's one long road, and it's got kind of these extruding parts out to the side of it where you can have extra gunfights, and you can kind of flank people, but the main conflict is down the center, and this is basically a very linear map. It's one big long road, and it's a bridge. This is all one bridge over the water, and I think you see some city in the background. I don't know whether it's LA or New York, but there's basically a bridge out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and there's cars for cover essentially. So that's the map, and there's also an underside, so there's 2 levels to this map, and it's, the above is very, very long range friendly. You'll see guns like snipers, LMGs and assault rifles, quite a lot of snipers, more than I expected, and because there are a lot of lines of sight that you can use to see down range. You can see like nearly across the entire map if you get the kind of line of sight right. And so snipers are actually quite common on this map, more common than I would actually initially thought. And so yes, because there's so many, there's also a kind of a counterpart that Treyarch have designed in, and so there's an underside to this, and this is basically like a pedestrian footpath where you can use, and you can escape the upper level if you want a slightly more close range. It really isn't entirely completely close quarters like Treyarch said in the trailer. They kind of made out to be like the above is more long range and the below is short range. That's kind of true to a sense, but the below second level is very, very long range still. There's quite a lot of like there is corners and there is some sharp turns, but it is mainly long range again. And I think you'd probably want to stick with your assault rifle for the most of this map, and but being below is a very, very good way to flank because you're out of sight. And but this map is, as a whole, is quite medium to long range, and definitely would not recommend using submachine guns, and obviously not shotguns. But yeah, it's very symmetrical, and it's kind of like wet work for COD 4 map, and so it's very straight, and there's one team at one end, another team at another end, and you just go and fight each other in the middle, and there's a bunch of obstacles in the middle of the map, and such as like cars and trucks and vans, and score streaks do very, very well on this because there is not much to cover behind. There really is, that the most of the map is on the outside and you're kind of exposed, so score streaks like the stealth chopper and the warthog, they really go to town on this map that I've found. And so because the whole map is outdoors and there's not really much cover apart from the underside, I really would recommend using those score streaks. So in addition to this, UAVs I would say are not as powerful, and this is basically because of the thing I was talking about earlier with the whole underside problem. The only way you can cover from the score streaks is if you are underneath the map. I'm talking about air support here. The only way you can cover is underneath the map and the kind of pedestrian footpath that you can kind of get some cover. But if you use this, then it kind of makes UAVs pretty much useless because there will be enemies above you, there will be enemies below you, kind of in front and behind you, and you won't really know where they are because it is quite a large space under the map. There is quite a bit of area you can travel, and so there'll be enemies below you and you won't know. Like any multi-story building, the UAV is made more useless because there could be someone ahead of you, and then you go to like check him out, you might pre-fire or throw a grenade out, and then it turns out he's below you, so you need to be careful when you're using your radar because you don't know whether they're actually on your level or whether they're below you. So that's kind of one drawback to using UAV, which is normally quite a good tactic, and I still kind of would recommend it in the sense that it helps you navigate around the map, and UAVs definitely let you understand the spawnings and where common people like to go and the common traffic patterns. So UAVs are generally the best idea for new maps, but on this map, as I say, you do need to be careful because there are multiple levels to this map, and there's quite a large area underneath. But essentially, there is a lot of cars and vans that are perfect head height where you can sit and most of your body is covered, and it's kind of annoying to play against if you want to run around. But generally, you shouldn't be running around sprinting and rushing anyway. You should be kind of laying back with guns like Type 25, the M8A1. They are very, very powerful because the long range guns are going to help you in the long run. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this first gameplay footage of DETOUR, this brand new multiplayer map as part of DLC 3 Vengeance for Black Ops 2. I hope you bear these tips in mind because there are a lot of interesting things about these maps that they aren't so straightforward, and hopefully you have enjoyed these tips. If you have, then a like is always appreciated, and you can subscribe because there's many more videos to come. If you're interested in the buried zombies aspect of this Vengeance DLC, then you can check out my channel because I've made loads of buried zombies videos. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Jump.